here at base camp, and if you would like to see which one of us actually made it up this wall the fastest, go to our Love Reno channel and check out episode 9. But this week, it's another amazing episode where we dive into everything we love about Reno, including our local artist. You may remember her from The Voice. We're talking about Whitney Myer.
Yeah, she's amazing. And this week's Foodie Philosophy is a unique one because it's about candy, and we're going to meet the real Willy Wonka.
And early on in the season, we had a What Up Reno segment with a Disney legend.
Yeah.
You may or may not have noticed him, but we're sitting down for drinks with friends. Who is he? Well, all we can say is he's quite
Kind of goofy. Yeah, and this week's Mover and Shaker, it's a special guy, a really good friend of all of us. You'll know him from the Peppermill if you've been in there and seen the giant screens with the videos from around the world. That's the work of Joe Ness, and he's a good guy, and you're going to meet him.
That's right. Experience Windows of the World and more. It's all coming up on Love Reno with Connie
And Dave.
We're at the Peppermill, and if you've ever stepped foot inside the Peppermill, the minute you look up on the screens, you're immediately transported to a whole other world. It's Windows of the World.
That's exactly right. We're going to meet Joe Ness, the artist behind Windows of the World, that's made the Peppermill like no other casino on earth.
Let's go talk with him. Hi, Joe.
Oh, hi
How
guys,
are
how
you?
are you? Good to see you. Good to see you too. Great to
so
see
much for
you.
being us.
Well, thank you for coming by.
Well, as we stand here and we look at your art, what is to you Windows of the World?
Well, Windows of the World is adding an architectural element to these properties utilizing video. And we've created that by traveling the world, taking beautiful pictures and putting them on these big screens all over to create a feel and a look for the casino.
Now, full disclosure, we're also buddies, but I'm a huge fan of this guy. We're talking about innovation. So what you've done has changed through technology, the presentation of art. So let's talk about that blend and the innovation that it took to do this.
Well, there's a lot of innovation. I mean, we were the first, and as far as I know, the only people to do this. And as nice and smooth and beautiful as it looks, there's a lot of technology behind the scenes.
Right.
And
You don't just turn the switch on?
no. I mean, we're highly involved with IT, which is information technologies, and they help us put all this together. I mean, we have tons of technology from the servers to the displays themselves, and the cameras themselves are the highest of technology. And we combine all that to create this, what seemingly is easy and beautiful, but it's a lot of innovation and a lot of technology behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. And I would say that you do have this beautiful marriage of technology and artistry. How has the improvements in technology allowed you to amplify the experience that your guests are getting here at the Peppermill?
Oh, well, you have to stay on top of technology in doing this. The display technology has improved dramatically in the last 5 to 10 years, especially in the last 2 years. And we're constantly keeping up. We're actually swapping out old technology for new technology all the time. I'd like to think that what we're doing is actually helping us put us on the top of the market. We've created a brand here with Windows of the World, and people see this and it puts them into a new place. And you know, to put a value on it is kind of tough. You know, it's an amenity that's free to the guests. We like to think that people are coming here to enjoy not only all the Peppermill's amenities, but to see this Windows of the World, because it's certainly different.
I have a question for you. I have seen some of the most incredible animal footage. I've seen gorillas, and you can literally see every hair that's on there. Now, Dave here has an adorable dog. His name is Wilson, and I'm just curious, has a house
I
pet,
love Wilson.
I know.
has a house pet ever made it onto Windows of the World?
Yes, it has. We have a cat that we shot in Italy. It was, or was it France? I can't remember, but it was sitting on a windowsill, kind of looking out. And what we try to do is capture moments. That's really what Windows of the World is capturing moments. You know, a photo is an instant in time. the windows of the world are moments in time that we bring back. You know, we try to create something that's timeless.
Yeah, you feel like you're there in that specific moment. And vertical screens, that is one thing that when I walked around the Peppermill the very first time, I thought, how did anyone come up with the concept? Many of your screens are vertical. How did you come up with that idea?
Well, you know, Connie, that was actually, funny you should mention that. That was actually my original idea, was to go vertical. We started this, you know, 10, 15 years ago. And back then, they didn't have all this display technology, but they did have plasma TVs. And they were just coming out, and a plasma TV allowed you to go vertical and to go portrait and still, you know, have the ability to put it on the wall. So I wanted it to look not like a television, not like a television show, not like a movie. I wanted to give it something different. So I went vertical and in portrait mode, and that's how we started this whole thing. I created about 5,000 vertical shots, and it now it's exploded to all these other screens and all these other formats.
Tell me quickly how drones have changed what you've captured around the world.
Well, you know, Dave, I was one of the last ones to sort of get on the drone bandwagon, because most of my shots are all lockdown shots, and they kind of create this window of the world. But what we're doing lately is we're using drones as aerial platforms to be able to get our cameras into positions that you can't get, you know, anywhere else. You know, it would be impossible to build a 300-foot tall scaffolding so I can get this great overhead shot.
Or hire a helicopter.
Or hire a helicopter, and the drones are right now adding a great new look and feel to our windows of the world.
I thank you for taking us to locations that many of us would never have an opportunity to experience.
All over the world.
Oh, yeah, right. You can go literally anywhere in the world the minute you open the doors of the Peppermill.
Well, thank you for joining me today, and it's been a lot of fun bringing this to the people of the Peppermill.
They are the legends you never heard of. People who know the little things that loom large in life, like where the wild horses will be tomorrow, the chair Johnny Cash preferred, the trails to take, the views to behold, and the long-held knowledge that bread, beans, garlic, and wine are a surefire recipe for making friends out of strangers. When you're ready to travel, upgrade your status to legendary in Carson Valley. Safe travels. Visit carsonvalley.org.
Hi, I'm Tom Dolan. I was given a second chance in life when I received a lung transplant. I've been embracing life ever since, but there are more than 600 Nevadans that are still waiting on the transplant list. So today, I'm asking you to register as an organ donor. It's a small act to give people on the waiting list hope for tomorrow. Please register now. There's no reason to wait. Visit DonorNetworkWest.org.
I'm Henry Sotelo. I came to Reno to attend UNR and fell in love with Northern Nevada. I practiced criminal law for over 25 years as a prosecutor and now as a specialty court attorney. Reno Municipal Court has embraced the therapeutic court model in order to address criminal behavior linked to substance abuse. These specialty courts save money, rehabilitate offenders, and reduce criminal behavior. No one in Reno Municipal Court has more experience in specialty court representation than I do. If you find yourself in trouble with the court, I can help.
Oh, who could take the sunrise?
Sprinkle it with...
Joe Dutra. That's who it is. He is the
we should
founder.
explain this.
He is the founder of Kimmie Candy, and this is Joe Dutra. I would say you truly are the Candyman.
He's the
I try to
Candyman.
be as sweet as I can be.
So sweet.
Life is sweet with you, Joe. Kimmie Candy. First of all, where did you get the name? It's Joe that owns it, but yet it's Kimmie Candy.
Well, many years ago, I was a farmer in Sacramento, California, and I used to have a vegetable seed company, and I used to name all the vegetables after my friends and family. And one night in a bar, after 4 or 5 martinis, maybe 6 or 7.
Always a good time to
Candy.
make a decision.
It's always
It's
a
like
good time.
candy in a glass.
It is. Yeah, it makes you happy. And so I decided I was going to name the candy company that night, and I was going to call it Gimme Candy, And one of the girls at the bar, which is a friend of mine, she said, name the candy company after me. And I said, wonderful. And her name was Kim.
Because of the
and it was
martinis,
Gimme,
you said yes.
Kimmie and Cha-Ching, and that became the name of the candy company.
Well, what a happy company. What a beautiful place to come in. And you can't help but feel happy when you come into a candy factory.
It is. It's amazing. So you know that candy is in every aspect of your life. You're given candy as a treat. You are taking candy in all the holidays.
Sure.
You can have a piece of candy
and
next
you can
to
have
you.
a candy. That's right.
Sweetie.
That's called eye candy. You know. But you know, at the end of the
She
day,
likes that.
everybody has a real need for candy, and the reason is the only craving you're born with is a craving for sweets. And the reason you're born with that craving is because it fuels your brain when you're a little kid. So every little kid will
Is
want
that right?
something.
I did not know
It's
that.
the only craving you're born with. You're not born with any other cravings except the craving for sweet.
Well, I know what Dave also craves, but anyway,
Yeah.
enough on Dave.
Damn right.
Did you ever think that this someday I'm going to be a candy man? Was it more just what was the idea and okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a candy company.
So I was a farmer in Sacramento, California, and on a business deal, I bought 40,000 pounds of candy-coated, chocolate-covered sunflower kernels, which are now our Sunburst line. And this fellow was supposed to sell it for me. Well, he started to try to sell it, and unfortunately, he couldn't sell it. And so all of a sudden, I had 40,000 pounds of candy at the ranch. And so I put it into a warehouse and I started reading every book I could about the candy industry. I read one book called The Emperors of Chocolate, which you'll see in our little showcase over there. And it talks about how Hershey's and Mars and Cadbury, all these guys started. And when I got done reading that, I thought, I'm going to start a candy manufacturing company. And I said, it's recession proof, it grows every year, it has good morals.
Everybody
family-run,
wants candy.
And everybody
It
wants candy.
seemed like a sweet deal.
It was a sweet deal.
Now, but this isn't all just sugar here we're talking about, because you have some healthy candy, some good candy.
We do.
that's
You know, and the pandemic, it really changed the way we started to look at marketing, because what we found, everybody wanted something a little healthier. And so we started doing candies with protein. And so we have a whole line of new protein candies. And then we started doing more contract manufacturing for people that were doing probiotics and biotin and B12. And
I want to hear all about this. We only have a little bit of time. I wish we had all day. So we're going to move into the back, and you're going to dress up and show us some of the.
I'm going to show you some of the candies.
Because
Let's
you're
go
going to
have
be
a
the
look.
real life Willy Wonka.
I will.
There he is, right there, the candy man.
Told you he is the candy man. And Joe, we're here in front of some of Kimmie Candy's signature candies. This is the candies that really put you on the map. And this is the one, the Choco Rocks. I remember, this is when I really started to fall in love with Kimmie Candy.
I thought it was me.
Well, it is you.
Oh.
You're sweet as can be. But tell us a little bit about the history of the candies.
So many sweet jokes.
So much
So
good stuff.
our very first product that we first started out, our history is, buying a bunch of candy, but the Sunburst were our very first product that we came out with. And we ended up being very fortunate, got on some TV shows and as a healthier kind of candy. But our Choco Rocks are really what we're known for nationwide and actually in about 4 or 5 different countries. So that is our line. And we've evolved over time to meet the needs of our customers and just trends. And so now we're starting to do a lot of protein candies and better for you candies.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, that makes sense,
Because
right?
everybody loves candy, right?
And, it's hard to take you seriously like this,
Well,
but I
I
love
don't
it.
know.
Now, on Halloween, what do you do at the door at home? Do you wear this, and what do you give out?
Well, the weirdest thing is wherever I've lived here in Reno for the last few years, no kids ever come to the door.
Oh, no. They
So-
have a candy man.
And I put like 1,000 bags
even
out
do
in
it.
front and say, take all you want. And last year we ended up with 5 bags out of the front door. So
You have just remodeled Kimmie Candy. It is open up. You can come in. You can take tours.
It's so much fun in here.
It's an amazing
It feels
place
good.
to bring the kids, the family. I mean, you could come here at 90 and you're still going to have a great time.
yes, it's fun. It gets to really show you how confections are made. Each one of these products takes about 50 hours to make, so it's not a quick process.
Yeah, there's a lot to
And
it.
so we have videos that show you how we make it. We're going to have, closed circuit televisions to all the rooms. It'll be really a fun event.
Well, we're going to have Sabrina put the website right here and maybe even the address for the place. You can come in here and experience that. He is Joe. He's the candy man. He mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Remember, life is sweet.
The Reno Brew Bike, it's a 15-passenger pedal trolley. Bar crawls and brewery tours are what we do. We think the biggest little city is a lot of fun. We want to bring you a truly memorable Reno experience. It's a pedal trolley reservation, so please expect to pedal. Your reservation gets you use of the pedal trolley and a sober driver tour guide who will get you to the next great spot. Reno has a lot of fun to offer. Come enjoy it from a brew bike seat.
Aspen Leaf Interiors is a full-service interior design firm specializing in residential new construction, full remodel, and furnishings. Aspen Leaf Interiors transforms spaces into tailored settings where people feel inspired and engaged with their surroundings. Award-winning designs, proven knowledge of the building process, and the utmost professionalism. Aspen Leaf Interiors, designing environments that make people want to stay.
I'm Henry Sotelo. I came to Reno to attend UNR and fell in love with Northern Nevada. I practiced criminal law for over 25 years as a prosecutor and now as a specialty court attorney. Reno Municipal Court has embraced the therapeutic court model in order to address criminal behavior linked to substance abuse. These specialty courts save money, rehabilitate offenders, and reduce criminal behavior. No one in Reno Municipal Court has more experience in specialty court representation than I do. If you find yourself in trouble with the court, I can help.
We are ecstatic to feature this week's local artist. It is none other than Whitney Myer. I've had the opportunity to know Whitney over the years, and let me tell you, you can't say love Reno without loving Whitney Myer because your musical talents have absolutely put this region on the map. You were featured on The Voice. You continue to shine as a musician. You went down, you had great success in Los Angeles, and now you're back home, and we are so thrilled that you're back in the community, Whitney.
Thank you.
When I first started seeing you play, you played with your family band. You played with your dad and your uncle.
Yes.
You have transcended. You're now a solo artist. You do so much collaboration here in town. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to go from performing with your family to being on your own and so successful today.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm super lucky to have that foundation of both my parents being in real estate. They're also in real estate, but in music, and my uncle's a musician as well. So I really grew up surrounded by that, and it gave me a great foundation to build and develop my own artistry as a solo person. And so I'm super lucky to have that, and I brought that that foundation and that respect for music with me to Los Angeles.
What we've noticed with our artists is there's a real sense of collaboration, and you were absolutely one of those artists. You work with so many different artists here in town. The show is called Love Reno, and with that idea of musicians and local talent, when you think about loving Reno, what is the one thing you love most about being here?
Definitely the biggest thing I love about being here, and it comes from like a selfish point of view as a musician, is we have a really special community here, and you kind of are talking about it, and Eric Anderson, like Kate Cotter, Grace, everybody here is Tim Snyder, like we're all really close, and we all grew up together starting to play music as kids, and it's really special because we all support each other in a really special way that you don't see everywhere, and I can tell you that from coming from Los Angeles. I had a great experience there, but it's not the same type of supportive artistic community as we have here, and we're super lucky to have that here in Reno.
Well, we are so lucky to have you as our featured local artist this week. Let's welcome Whitney Myer.
Fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you partied out before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we had to walk are winding, and all the lights lead the way, the blinding.
There are those days that have no regard for the calendar. They are the finest days. Tuesdays, Fridays, any days made memorable by people who rise above the crowd, go far and wide, and who take you to where never is heard a discouraging word. They craft some of the West's finest whiskeys and recall the Valley's most colorful spirits. But mostly, they make your days nothing short of legendary.
Hi, I'm Tom Dolan. I was given a second chance in life when I received a lung transplant. I've been embracing life ever since, but there are more than 600 Nevadans that are still waiting on the transplant list. So today, I'm asking you to register as an organ donor. It's a small act to give people on the waiting list hope for tomorrow. Please register now. There's no reason to wait. Visit DonorNetworkWest.com.
Enjoy an elegant lunch, dinner, wine, and craft cocktails at the Wild River Grill, located in the historic Riverside Hotel in downtown Reno on the Truckee River's scenic Riverwalk. Exuding nostalgic charm from the roaring 20s, the Wild River Grill welcomes guests from around the world, delighting patrons of the arts as the Pioneer Center beckons from just across the street. Treat yourself and those you love to Reno's finest. It's the Wild River Grill. Reservations at wildrivergrill.com.
We have a show. It's called Love Reno. And
Love
we're
Reno.
just wondering what you love about Reno.
Well, the favorite thing that I like about Reno is that the cops haven't caught up with me yet. And because they're looking for me back in Arkansas.
Well, now they're going to find you
and
because
Tennessee.
you're on television.
Oh, is that there one of them cameras? Are we doing the news? Well, I'll tell you about the weather here. It's got some clouds up there, and it's kind of nice. And there's some bees flying around, big ones too. But other than that, it's kind of nice tonight here. Good place to be here in Reno.
Well, welcome to Reno. We love you. We need more people like you in Reno, don't we?
There's a heap of them in Arkansas.
Do we? Do we really need more of him?
Mr. Bill Farmer, Disney legend. It's such an honor to have you here with us, Connie and Dave. Thank you, sir.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure to be here.
It's our honor.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It was a lot of fun up there, and I know the liquor was talking, and I'm very gregarious when I'm drunk, so you know.
This is drinking with friends.
Having a good time.
Better, that's why. Are you drinking a salty dog?
No. I shouldn't I?
That was a joke.
I saw that.
It was bad.
A salty dog. That's what Goofy drinks, maybe. I don't know.
Is that an official designation, Disney legend?
Yes, it is. Disney Legend Awards have been around since about 1986, and there's been around 285 people inducted into their Hall of Fame in the company, their highest honor. And I've been very fortunate. I got mine in 2009 along with Tony Anselmo, the voice of Donald Duck, Robin Williams, Betty White, a lot of the Golden Girls. I came out to California in 1986. And as luck would have it, you know, I'd practiced a lot of different impressions and voices through the years. And I guess I'd played with Goofy. It was my favorite Disney character. But you never give a thought to the fact you might get a chance to actually do this. So when the audition came up, it was as simple as my agent saying, do you do any of the Disney characters? And
is that how he talks?
Yeah, well, not really, but
Probably
a bit more like this. Billy, can you do a Disney character?
And so most people can do kind of a bad Mickey Mouse and gosh, oh boy, you know, I could kind of do that. And Donald Duck is a toughie to do it. That's about as close as I can get, but gosh, Goofy was right in the wheelhouse. And
there it is.
I auditioned, and about 1,000 other people auditioned, and about a month later they said, we'd like to use you. And what a lot of people think is they didn't sign me to a lifelong contract as being the voice of Goofy. It's for one contract, for one job, one cartoon. You never know if they're going to call you back, but they did, and they kept calling me back and calling me back. And now it's been 33 years, and I think I have the job.
How did you determine, look at all of these voices that I can do?
When I was a kid, I was a very strange kid. But actually in high school mostly.
I can't imagine.
No, I was in high school, and I just was playing around with voices. I think the first voice or impression that I ever did was of Don Adams. If you remember, Get Smart. And
Get Smart.
Don Adams,
Yeah.
Get Smart. All right, Chumley. You know, and I would play with those voices.
awesome.
Then I would do movie stars like, Johnny Carson, an exciting voice. And old
good.
John Wayne, and Jimmy Stewart, and Wanda Brennan and us, and Mr. Douglas from, Mr. Haney on Green Acres, things
Green
like
Acres.
that.
Yes.
Pat Buttram, all of these weird little voices I started playing around with. Never thinking that it would turn into a career. It was just kind of fun.
What would your final little chunk of advice be to those that want to be a legend like Bill Farmer, a voice
Disney legend.
A Disney legend.
The best advice I can say, it came to me from a great voiceover actor by the name of Dawes Butler, who did all of the Hanna-Barbera characters. It's not about the voice, it's more about the acting. There's a lot of guys that can do a lot of great voices and do voice matches, but can they do it for 4 hours, taking a script, bringing it to life so that it sounds real, like this is a real character? The acting's the important part. So acting lessons is all important.
Well, thank you for coming out of the doghouse and hanging out with us, Bill. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Enjoy. Cheers to you and to many, many more characters and voices.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Well, that sure was a special episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it.
It certainly was a sweet one. Thank you so much to Kimmie Candy. Of course, you can always follow us on social media. This is your show. So if there's places you would like us to visit or people you would love for us to meet, maybe have some drinks with friends, we want to hear about it. So
Get a hold of
follow
us.
us on social media. You can send us a direct message. We want to hear from you.
As it says right there, it's the biggest little city in the world, and we love sharing it with everybody. I'm Dave.
And I'm Connie.
We'll see you next time.
We not only love Reno, we love our sponsors.
Thank you to EDON,
Donor Network West, Henry Sotelo Law,
the Wild River Grill,
Dolce Vita Wellness Spa, and Visit Carson Valley.